قال الله لا يهوى Shem Yahushai B'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers and the four corners of this earth, pushing this within truth and in sincerity. I'm Brother Manatazak, Shalom. You know, this most likely would be a short video. I mean, I just really here to, you know what I mean, as a watchman, you know, sound the trumpets, I really here to bring on this article. You know, I have two precepts written down, but you know what I mean. You see where the Spirit leads. According to the book of Ephesians, quenching the Spirit. Yeah, I believe that is Ephesians something 16. Anyhow, nevertheless, yeah. So there is an article from Reuters. Yeah. Pentagon says it is not seeking war with Iran after Jordan attack. Right, we will get on into it because that's what it's saying. But when I read the article, you realize, you know what I mean, it's a kind of back and forth thing. Like certain members of the Pentagon saying that, but yet still they're saying, you know what I mean, they're not taking it. So, nevertheless, it says U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin on Monday being today, vowed the U.S. would take all necessary actions. You hear that? The title is what? They don't want out. Anyhow, all necessary actions to defend its troops after a deadly drone attack in Jordan by Iran-backed militants, even as President Joe Biden's administration stressed it was not seeking a war with Iran. Now, didn't Iran, you understand, didn't the Houthis say that if you all retaliate, you understand, they're going to bring the heat? Did they not say that? When you all retaliated, and they'll blow up the ships and so on and so forth. Is that the ships, so they attacked the base of some article that was like a week ago, I believe, or a week and some ago. But the Houthis did warn you all to say, hey, if all they attack us, you understand, we're going to escalate it. You understand, and they are backed by Iran. So I don't understand why all you think, why all you, you know, pretending like you all didn't know. Because you all fully well know that you all was taking risks to retaliate against them. You understand? You US and Britain. Nevertheless, it says the attack on Sunday killed 3 US soldiers and wounded more than 40 troops. It was the first deadly strike against US troops since the Israel-Hamas war erupted in October and marks a major escalation in tensions that have engulfed the Middle East. Yeah, so the war spreading. You understand? Now we gain more parties involved as the book well. You understand? He will gather them. You know? It says, let me start with my outrage and sorrow for the deaths of the three brave US troops in Jordan and for the other troops who were wounded, Austin said at the Pentagon. Hear what he said. US soldiers. I think this element of Zakwa page just pop up on the screen there. So I believe he probably did a video. He probably did a video on the same article. Okay, it says basically US troops. Yeah, but anyhow, slack yard, like I said. But yeah, but that is the Spirit. You know what I mean? As it come out, the watchman, yeah, you report on it, that is what we here to do. Sound that trumpet. You know what I mean? We've been talking about the prophecies, we've been talking about war, and war is at hand. You understand? Just yesterday when we was doing the works, I mentioned that. I mentioned, hey, the vials are being poured out. We have the last little nudge missing is a famine right now, and that a famine is a byproduct of war. You understand? It's a byproduct of war, and us and the Western Hemisphere here, a lot of the countries in the Western Hemisphere are not self-sustaining countries, meaning they import a lot of stuff like Trinidad and Tobago for one. We import a lot of our things, rice. Imagine we used to produce sugar, but now we import sugar. You know, all these things, sauce, all these. No, I think we do have our own brand of salt, but nevertheless, a famine is a byproduct of war, and that is what's going to happen because as the article says, well, it's an escalation, a major escalation in tensions, right? It says the president and I will not tolerate attacks on U.S. forces, and we will take all necessary action to defend the U.S. and our troops, Austin added at the start of meeting with NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg at the Pentagon. Okay, so he ready to run in, but the president administration said they don't want to. Wow. As the president said yesterday, we will respond, and that response could be multi-leveled, come in stages, and be sustained over time, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said. But officials across the Biden administration said they did not want the situation to escalate. The Pentagon suggested Iran didn't want a war either. They could never suggest that. When they came out and say that they will not stand by, they said that when Israel attacked Hamas. They say they're not going to stand by and watch. They say if the US enter the fight, they are entering the fight as well, and look at what happening. So what you think going to happen? Come on, man. I mean, he that will let, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, well, look at fool the people who, the ones who watching, the ones who are attentive, the ones who not at sleep. You understand? Anyhow, it says, we certainly don't seek a war, and frankly, we don't see Iran wanting to seek a war with the United States, Pentagon spokesperson Sabrina Singh told reporters. She added that the Pentagon believes Iran did not want a war either. We are not seeking a conflict with the regime in the military way, White House National Security spokesman John Kirby said, adding that Biden was working his way through response options. The United States is trying to determine exactly why nearly 350 troops at the base in Jordan, known as Tower 22, were unable to stop the drone. Two officials said the U.S. drone was Two officials said a U.S. drone was approaching the base around the same time the attack drone was incoming. One of the officials said the attack drone was also flying low, factors that may have contributed to it being missed by base defenses. Oh, so they're beating all the defenses now. The U.S. military released the names of the victims, the youngest of which was a 23-year-old Army Reserve Specialist, Breonna Alexandria Moffett. Okay. U.S. troops have been attacked over 160 times in Iraq, Syria, and Jordan since October 7th, and the warships being attacked in the Red Sea as well. Houthi fighters in Yemen have been firing drones and missiles at them on the Red Sea. The attacks are piling political pressure on Biden to deal a blow directly against Iran, a step he has been reluctant to take out of fear of igniting a border war. Reluctant to take it, but you go take it. We know you go take that step. It's just a matter of time, and we patiently await because we've been prophesying that war. So we, at the end of the day, we know it is going to happen. It's bound to happen. You understand? Most I say go happen. You understand? Your shy predicted to go happen, and we know he words to return to him void. So we sure. We are asking all, we telling all this about to happen. Alright? Biden met with Austin and other members of his national security team in the White House Situation Room on Monday morning to discuss the latest developments regarding the attack. The White House said the president's option could include targeting Iranian forces outside or inside Iran, opting for a more cautious retaliatory attack solely against the Iran-backed militants responsible, experts say. Used to destabilize the region. This includes backing terrorists who attack our ships in the Red Sea, Stoltenberg said, basically talking about the Houthis. The attack and any potential U.S. response is likely to fan fears of wider conflict in the Middle East and where war broke out in Gaza after Palestinian Islamist group Hamas raid on Israel on October 7th, which killed 1,200 people. Israel's subsequent assault on Gaza has killed 26,000 Palestinians, and I think I see some basically statistically they say 10,000 out of that is actually children. Yeah. Nevertheless, it says according to the local health ministry, the United States has already retaliated in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen in response to previous attacks by Iran-backed groups. Singh said the weekend attacks had the footprints of the Kataib, Hezbollah, and Iran-aligned armed group, but the Pentagon had not yet made a final assessment. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said on Monday he was concerned about tensions in the Middle East and urged Iran to de-escalate. Iran's Minister of Intelligence said regional armed groups aligned with Tehran respond to American aggressors at their own discretion. Look at that, at their own discretion. So that nothing to do with we. Whatever all you do, all you will get back, basically. Experts have cautioned that any strikes against Iranian forces inside Iran could force Tehran to respond forcefully, escalating the situation in a way that could drag the United States into a major Middle East war. Lovely. Lovely. So we see that, hey, you understand? They're saying they don't want it, but all roads lead to WW3. Yeah, I think that's how I go put in the title. That's how I go pass the title. All roads lead to WW3. Right? Yeah, all roads lead to that war. We seeing it. Yeah, I mean, every day, every week, it's inching. Yeah, so I don't want to say inching because it's happening fast. It just, the tensions escalating to a point where, you know what I mean, the slightest thing going to cause that spillover or pop off, for lack of better words, right? Let me bring out a precept here. These Psalms chapter 64, because in the article we read, on one hand they saying they don't want to, but on the other hand they were saying they will defend America at any cost. You understand? I will start from verse 1. The point is really in verse 8. Right? It says, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. You know who they are. No, Edom. Verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. You understand? Wet means to sharpen. Well, wet there. WHET, that really goes into being sharpened. Right? So so basically it would read, who sharpen their tongue like a sword. You understand? Verse 4, it said that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Yeah. You understand? Suddenly, in secret, they go say one thing and then do something else. You understand? Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see me? You understand? And this is manifold because throughout history, this is what they do. But the 48ers, you understand? They run the true children out of the land. You understand? And take it to sign up papers saying them is their land, so on and so forth. So you know, who shall see me by? Who? Understand? They gave Abraham Lincoln, who so-called, you know what I mean, abolished slavery in America. When they were the main ones who was contributing to it. You know? So they say one thing and do something else. Through history, they do that. They're only doing things that will benefit them. So they would say one thing, even going back to the juice. Yeah, this will help your thing, and this will carry on the death rate and thing. Let's take the juice and take the boosters and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. And you people fucking dying. You understand? Heart attacks like whoa in people between 18 and 40, I believe it. I think it double or triple within the last year alone. And what you think that from, eh? What you think? What could possibly be the cause of it? This will help the curb the. Nevertheless, I read over verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares by privily they say, who shall see them? Verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Verse 7, but power shall shoot them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. I go back to the Job, where it say he will not allow their enterprise to prosper. Roughly paraphrasing. Right, verse 8 it says, so they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Yeah, they will make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. You know? They basically, you know what I mean? They show you what they're going to do before they do it. It's just for you to take sense from nonsense. Understand? Because they have a pattern. They always say one thing and do something else. You realize in the same breath. So like yeah. In the same breath where they're saying they don't want to escalate the situation, is the same breath they're saying they really fed in it at all costs. If you don't want to escalation, you would try to, you know what I mean, de-escalate the situation, not flaunt your feathers and say, well, yeah, we go defend it at all costs. But then again, as Biden rightfully said, they are a nation of pride. You understand? The tongue falling on themselves. They're telling on themselves they know they're going to do some shit and escalate it and bring forth WW3. You know? And that's what we're waiting on. Right? I'm going to go to the second precept, which is also in the book of Psalms. Psalms 55. Start from 20. Right? It says, he put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. Come on, that's what he does. That's what Esau does. He's a known truce breaker. A known truce breaker. Verse 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. You understand? Yeah. You go say, now we're not trying to escalate the situation between the Iranians and us and this and the other, and it wouldn't be, you know what I mean, economically wise, whatever, but they don't care. They will sit down and still send a strike somewhere. You understand? And just mark my words. The scripture say, watch and pray. Just watch and pray. It says, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Yeah, yet were they drawn swords. Just in Psalm 64, it says, he whet his tongue like a sword. He sharpened his tongue like a sword. You understand? So even though your words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Yeah, so you gotta be careful. You know? Well, we know that. We know that. You know? We definitely wait to see the outcome of this and what the outcome would be. We know what the outcome would be, but yet still, you will now let it will let the ones that choose, who see it and choose not to believe it, you're gonna get caught in it either way. You know? So yeah, that is all I wanted to bring up. Hopefully you guys edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yoshai. So with that, I say Kalalal Wahawadla, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Kokodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of the sword, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. But I'm not to saying shalom.